welcome to Better Than Bowyer. With one of the biggest budgets in League 2, and with average attendance over 14,000, which is 4,000 more than second place Plymouth, Bradford should be walking this league. However, when the season was suspended, they were 9th. So the aim of the save is, can I do better than Gary Bowyer and in recent weeks, Stuart McCall? And we're looking to get you involved. Each episode will be a single match of the league campaign, and before that match we will post a thread over on bantamtalk.com allowing you to make a prediction on what you think the result, the score, and who the Bradford City scorers will be. You will then be awarded points based on how accurate your prediction is, and at the end of the season, whoever has the most points will be crowned the winner and win a prize. It's free to enter. All you have to do is create an account on bantamtalk.com, which is also free to do. There will be more details about how this competition works at the end of this video. In an ideal world, we'd have a database set up so that every single transfer happened at the correct time, so at all points in the season, every team would have the exact squad that was available to their manager. However, that was going to be an awful lot of work, so what we've done is we've given every team a transfer ban, and we're using the database from after the winter transfer window. This does leave me a bit disadvantaged because we've gone from having two of the best strikers in the league on our books to both of them being away from the club. If we have a look at competitions and have a look at season preview, we are predicted to come fourth behind Salford, Forest Green and Crewe. Unfortunately, if you look at the Media Dream 11, none of our players are in it. Our best two players are Luke McGee and Cameron Cook. Looking at the squad, we won't go through every single player's attributes. Posted all these over on Bantam Talk if you want to have a close look at them. The link will be in the description below. But if we go through each position and do an overview of them. So we have three goalkeepers. Two of them, Luke McGee and Richard O'Donnell, are pretty good. McGee, the assistant manager, thinks he's better, but stats wise him and O'Donnell are quite similar, and the highly influential player status of O'Donnell probably means he'll play. Besides Kenworth, he isn't good enough for this team, even as a backup, so hopefully we don't have to use him. In defence, we have three pretty decent 3.5 star centre backs in Richards Everton, Paddy O'Connor and Anthony O'Connor. We also have two good full-back wing-backs in Connor Wood and Kelvin Miller. Unfortunately, Wood's injured. The assistant believes that Adam Henley is of equal ability, both 3 stars, the same as Connor Wood and Kelvin Miller. However, stats-wise, I don't think he's quite as good, and he can only really play as a standard full-back. He can cover both sides, so useful backup. This is where we have got trouble though. Outside those players, we've got very little cover. Tyler French isn't good enough. He is still quite young, can play for both right back and centre back. And Reece Norton is even younger, but again, still not really good enough at this point. And Joe Riley's out for 14 months, so we don't get to use him. So any injuries in defence, we're going to have a bit of a problem. In midfield, we have some fairly decent players. Harry Pritchard is 3.5 stars. He can play centrally, but we'll probably be playing him as left winger. Callum Cook will be my starter central midfielder. He again is also 3.5 stars. He would normally be paired with Jake Greaves, who's 3.5 stars also. However, he's out for 3 months, so we won't see him until about October. Jamie DeVitt can play in central midfield, however he's better in the number 10 position, which is where we'll probably be playing him. If we are short on midfielders at any point, we can draft in Anthony O'Connor from defence, but his stats better as defender, and we'll probably even got fewer numbers in defence as we have midfield. Same with Connor Wood, we can play him as a midfielder if we have to. We've got Dylan Connolly on loan from AFC Wimbledon. He's a 3-star winger. And then we've also got Glenn Middleton on loan from Rangers. He's a young 19-year-old Scottish youth international. 3 stars at the moment. Isn't good enough to probably start, but at least we'll be pushing both Pritchard and Connolly for positions. Curtis Guthrie we'll talk about more later. He's more of a striker than he is a midfielder. We've also got Mellor, who's the other fullback who can actually play as a winger if needed. Shane McCartney's another one we'll talk about later. He can play as number 10 though, but he's more of a striker. Ismail, he's a 3-star winger on the right side. Can either play as a standard right side midfielder or as an attacking midfielder. Pakpan is a player that the City fans don't like. However, we don't have great numbers in the central midfield, so he's probably going to have to start. Especially we lacking numbers in defensive-minded players, which he's pretty good at. This is where we start to get into the players who are probably not good enough. Jordan Gibson, he's a winger, but there's better people ahead of him. Same with Dane Devine, he's a central midfielder, but he's not really good enough, but we might have to use him due to the lack of numbers. Same with Jermaine Anderson. Chris Taylor at 2.5 stars isn't really good enough to play in any position, but he can cover all 3 midfield roles and all 3 attacking midfield roles, so he's quite versatile, which if we have injuries might be useful. And then Motley Henry, he isn't good enough at all at 2 stars. He's probably not going to get to play any games. In attack, they're all 3 stars. No one's really outstanding. We've got Curtis Guthrie. He can either play as the number 10 or the striker. Novak, who again is just a standard striker. Shane McCartan is like Guthrie, can play as either the number 10 or the striker. And Clayton Donaldson is an experienced striker. The only thing here is we do lack numbers, but on City's books, they had possibly two of the best attackers in the league in Dahl and Vaughan. Dahl was sold to Swindon, having been on loan for a bunch of the season, and Vaughan was loaned out to Tranmere in division above. Either one of those would have been massively useful, but for some reason Gary Bowyer decided to get rid of all of them and leave with a lack of strikers at the club. Now, if we have a quick look at club vision, we're required to work in the wage budget, which I don't have any control over that really because I can't buy any players. We want us to win promotion to League One. For this save, really FA Cup, EFL Cup and EFL Trophy aren't really important, but it could still get me sacked for the end of the season, so I'm going to have to at least try to reach second round of both or of all of them. Now, just before we wrap this introductory video up, let's have a look at the squad depth. In goal we have 1 great keeper, 1 good keeper and 1 average keeper. At left back we only have 3 good ones and 1 average, so we could do with a better left back really, but we can't do anything about that. In central defence was a real strength with 3 great, and then we have 1 average and 1 poor. Right back, like left back, we have a little bit of lack of quality. We've got no great ones, but we have got 3 good ones and 2 average and 1 poor. Wing back, we got 1 good left wing back and 1 good right wing back. Behind them, not really many options though. Defensive midfield, we've only got 3 good ones and 3 average ones, so we're probably not going to play defensive midfielder unless we're really desperate. At midfield left, we've got 1 great, 1 good, and everyone else can play there as average or poor. Central midfield, we've got 2 great, unfortunately one of them was injured, and then 4 good and 3 average as backup. And on midfield right, we're lacking any great players in that position. We've got 2 good ones though and 7 average. If we look ahead of that though, in the attack midfield, we have got a great one for that position, so we might have to play a bit asynchronous as the season goes along. And behind him we've got 3 good ones and 5 average. On the other side, in attack midfield left, we've got 5 good, so we haven't really got a great player to play in attack midfield there, so we can't play with like inverted wingers or anything like that. In attacking midfield we've got 1 great and 2 good ones, and up front we've only got 4 good and no great strikers, so that's going to be a problem. To enter is simple. Go to bantamtalk.com, which is bantamtalk.com. Then either log in or sign up if you haven't already got an account, and then scroll down and you'll see a Bantam Talk Prediction League section, and specifically you want the Virtual Prediction League. There are the rules here to read, which we'll have a look at in a minute, but most importantly you've got the match thread. You click on the match thread and you just enter in this method. So you want the home team, the score, and then the away team, and then a list of the scores you think are going to score. Click submit and you're in. We go over the quick rules. The prediction thread will be posted 48 hours before the kickoff time, which will be labelled in the top of the prediction thread. You have to have your entries in before that kickoff time. At the kickoff time, the match video will be posted, and then the prediction thread for the next match will be created, and you have 48 hours again for that. You get point wise, for a correct result you get 2 points. If you get the correct score you get 3 points, and if you get the correct scorers, for each correct score you get 1 point. If you predict more than 5 goals, you get a -1 penalty point for each incorrect scorer. Some additional rules: you are allowed 1 forum account. If you create multiple forum accounts, all your entries will be disqualified. Again, entries have to be submitted before kickoff. If you want to change your submission, you've got until kickoff time. Just submit a new one, and the last submission will be the one that's taken. And for prize, at the moment we've got a copy of Football Manager 2020 to give away to the person who does the best overall. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching the video, good luck in the competition, and remember to subscribe and like this video. The submission thread for the prediction thread for the first match should now be up. The link is in the description.